I'm starting this project with 2 packages of these 5-gallon paint stir sticks. So first you want to start off by placing 5 of the paint stir sticks right down. And I like to use jumbo craft sticks to hot glue on the back of the paint stir sticks to hold those all together. So I am using an adhesive glue, or you could use E6000 with a mixture of hot glue. I use the adhesive glue first just because it is a stronger hold, but it does take longer to dry. So that's why I use the hot glue as well, because it tends to dry a lot faster. Now that your surface is ready, let's start by painting it. So I'm using Folk Art chalk paint in the color Seriously Gray. And a tip from me to you is while you're applying chalk paint, so you don't have to keep adding more and more chalk paint when you don't have to, just spray it with some water, and that will help the chalk paint spread so much further than it already does. Allow that chalk paint to completely dry. And now I'm just going to add a generous amount of some petroleum jelly onto the wooden sticks. No need to dry that after it's applied. You then just want to go in with a top coat, which I'm using Folk Art chalk paint in white. And now I'm just adding a top coat of this color. It does not have to be perfect. You do just want to allow this to completely dry. Once dry, grab a scraper tool and just start working that scraper tool all throughout the surface. And now you just created a beautiful chippy finish look. So now I just grabbed some burlap fabric from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just measuring this out to the width of the sign. The length is completely up to you. Once that was measured out, I just cut that right out, and then I just began hot gluing both of the pieces together. For a much cleaner look, I also folded down the sides of this burlap. So just hot glue it and fold it down. But most importantly, just make sure you hot glue 3 out of 4 of those sides of this burlap so that it creates a pouch. Now, once the pouch was created, you then just want to hot glue it at the bottom of the surface. So just leave the top section of the pouch open so you could fill that up later. And then to create a cute little accent piece, I had 2 of these brown buttons, and I'm just going to hot glue those to the bottom 2 corners of the pouch. I then created this cutout using my Cricut machine. It just says vintage. So I'm just applying that stencil right at the bottom of the burlap pouch, using my little squeegee to make sure that it is completely adhered. And then I just took off the transfer tape. And before applying any chalk paint, I use a layer of Mod Podge. Allow that to completely dry, and what that does is it prevents any kind of bleeding when you go in with the chalk paints. So I'm just using some Waverly chalk paint in the color ink. You could also use any kind of black acrylic paints. And go ahead and peel that stencil right up, and then you want to allow that to completely dry. And I think this just came out so adorable. Now you could start filling in that little pouch with floral of your choice. But be creative. If you don't want to use flowers or anything like that, you could add whatever you would like to this little pouch. And just look at how darling this came out. I am in love. I then just created a bow using some ripped up fabric and some of this lace ribbon. And I just hot glued it to the top left corner of the pouch. And there you go, guys. I hope this inspired you to create your own. If it did, please be sure to sprinkle the love. Thank you so much, and I hope you all have a good rest of your day. Thanks. Bye.